The Lord is their life and soul. All of you kindly bestow devotional service upon me. All glory is to Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami. The 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they are all my masters. I'm writing the narration of the pastimes and attributes of the Lord by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. I do not know how to write properly, but I am purifying myself by writing this description. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus resided at Jagannath Puri with his personal devotees and enjoyed the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, Maha Mantra. In the daytime, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu engaged in dancing and chanting and in seeing the temple of Lord Jagannath. At night, in the company of his most confidential devotees, such as Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami, he tasted the nectar of the transcendental mellows of Lord Sri Krishna's pastime. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very happily passed his days in this way at Nilachala, Jagannath Puri. Feeling separation from Krishna, he exhibited many transcendental symptoms all over his body. Day after day, the symptoms increased, and at night they increased even more. All these symptoms, such as transcendental anxiety, agitation, and talking like a madman, were present, just as they are described in the Shastras. Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy, the chief assistants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, remained with him both day and night. One day, Govinda, the personal servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went in great jubilation to deliver the remnants of Lord Jagannath's food to Haridas Thakur. When Govinda came to Haridas, he saw that Haridas Thakur was lying on his back and chanting his rounds very slowly. "Please rise and take your Mahaprasad," Govinda said. Haridas Thakur replied, "Today I shall observe fasting." I have not finished chanting my regular number of rounds. How then can I eat? But you have bought Mahaprasad, and how can I neglect it? Saying this, he offered prayers to the Mahaprasad and took a little portion and ate it. The next day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Haridas's place and inquired of him, "Haridas, are you well?" Haridas offered his obeisances to the Lord and replied, "My body is all right, but my mind and intelligence are not well." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further inquired from Haridas, "Can you ascertain what your disease is?" Haridas Thakur replied, "My disease is that I cannot complete my rounds." "Now that you have become old," the Lord said, "you may reduce the number of rounds you chant daily. You are already liberated, and therefore you need not follow regulative principles very strictly. Your role in this incarnation is to deliver the people in general, and you have sufficiently preached the glories of the holy name in this world." After all, it was the Namacharya. The Lord concluded, "Now, therefore, please reduce the fixed number of rounds you chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra." Haridas Thakur replied, "Kindly hear my plea. I was born in an inferior family, and my body is most abominable. I always engage in low work. Therefore, I am the lowest and most condemned of men. I am unseeable, untouchable, but you have accepted me as your servant. This means that you have delivered me from a hellish condition and raised me to the Vaikuntha platform. My dear Lord, you are the fully independent personality of Godhead. You act by your own free will. You cause the whole world to dance and act as you like. My dear Lord, by your mercy you have made me dance in many ways. For example, you have offered the Shraddha Patra, which should have been offered to first-class Brahmins. I ate from it, even though I was born in the family of meat-eaters. I have had one desire for a long time. I think that quite soon, my Lord, you will bring to a close your pastimes within this material world. I wish that you not show me this closing chapter of your pastimes. Before that time comes, kindly let my body fall down in your presence. I wish to catch your lotus-like feet upon my heart and see your moon-like face. With my tongue I shall chant your holy name, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. That is my desire. Kindly let me give up my body in this way. O most merciful Lord, if by your mercy it is possible, kindly grant my desire. Let this low-born body fall down before you. You can make possible this perfection of all my desires. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear Haridas, Krishna is so merciful that he must execute whatever you want. But whatever happiness is mine is all due to your association. It is not fitting for you to go away and leave me behind. Catching the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur said, "Oh my Lord, do not create an illusion. Although I am so fallen, you must certainly show me this mercy." My Lord, there are many respectable personalities, millions of devotees who are fit to sit on my head. They are all helpful in your pastimes. Oh my Lord, if an insignificant insect like me dies, what is the loss? If an ant dies, where is the loss in the material world? Oh my Lord, you are always affectionate to your devotees, and I am just an imitation devotee, but nevertheless I wish that you fulfill my desire. That is my expectation. Because he had to perform his noon duties, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up to leave. But it was settled that the following day, after he saw Lord Jagannath, he would return to visit Haridas Thakur. After embracing him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left to perform his noon duties and went to the sea to take his bath. The next morning, after visiting the Jagannath temple, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by all his devotees, went hastily to see Haridas Thakur. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the devotees came before Haridas Thakur, who offered his respects to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Vaishnavas. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, "My dear Haridas, what is the news?" Haridas Thakur replied, "My Lord, Jai Panchatattva, whatever mercy you can bestow upon me." Upon hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately began great congregational chanting in the courtyard. Rakreshwar Pandit was the chief dancer. Headed by Sarup Damodar Goswami, all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu surrounded Haridas Thakur and began congregational chanting. In front of all the great devotees like Ramananda Roy and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to describe the holy attributes of Haridas Thakur. As he described the transcendental attributes of Haridas Thakur, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu seemed to possess 5 mouths, and the more he described, the more his happiness increased. Upon hearing of the transcendental qualities of Haridas Thakur, all the devotees present were struck with wonder. They all offered their respectful obeisances to the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sit down in front of him, and then he fixed his eyes like 2 bumblebees on the lotus face of the Lord. He faced the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He held the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his heart, and then took the dust of the feet of all the devotees present and put it on his head. He began to chant the holy names of Sri Krishna Chaitanya again and again. As he drank the sweetness of the face of the Lord, tears constantly glided down his eyes. While chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he gave up his air of life and left his body. Seeing the wonderful death of Haridas Thakur, by his own will, which was just like a great mystic yogi's, everyone remembered the passing away of Bhishma. There was a tumultuous noise as they all chanted the holy names, Hari and Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed with ecstatic love. The Lord raised the body of Haridas Thakur and placed it on his lap. Then he began to dance in the courtyard in great ecstatic love. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love, all the devotees were helpless, and in ecstatic love they all began to dance and chant congregationally. That's my mother's pill alarm. And it means that it's 8:30, so we're going to put our marker here, and we'll start another cliffhanger. We're all waiting to hear the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the passing of Haridas Thakur. Are there any questions?
Death can be a bitter pill to swallow.
Any comments? Sarira Vichajam, Jodendriya Tahikam, Jive File Vishaya Sagare, Dharmaji Jivayati, Loba Moy Satumati, Take Kitak Kema Sansare, Krishna Bonadoya Moy, Gori Gori Jiva Joy. Swaprashad Amadilo Bai, Sena Power, Radha Krishna, Renedako Chaitanya Nitai. Let's take Prashad on Hare Krishna. Back in